You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. Just having me on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Chord Progressions. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. Cool. See you soon. See ya. Play ya. I get a hot shower going and step inside. Time to wash the sin off me. I contemplate the events of the week as I lazily scrub down from head to tail. It's only been a week and a lot's happened. A lot. I've been pushed out of my comfort zone more times than I can count, but I think it's all for the best. For the first time in forever, I don't feel so lonely. I still find myself craving the company of a handsome gentleman, but it's not something I need right now. Mariah and April have my back and can give me all the support I need. Not to mention, no man's ever given me an orgasm like that before. I can fuck myself just fine, thank you very much. I don't have to rush the stress about romance stuff right now. I can take my time and put some work into myself. That thought alone makes me uncontrollably smile. I quickly dry myself off and get to work brushing my fur. I check my phone again. Hey, Trent, I just got done with the workout. Gonna head home for a bit and meet you guys at 7. Didn't realize these two were hanging out on their own accord. From the sounds of it, they both are looking for new friends. Good for them. Where will the meeting be? 7 p.m. is good for me. Maybe Trent should be a little deeper. Okay. Hey, where will the meeting be? 7 p.m. is good for me. Oh, there's a parking garage at Sasha Street. That sound good? I send a thumbs up emoji along with a chorus of approval from the other members of the group chat. Once I finish my brushing, I step out of the bathroom sans a towel. I finally get the chance to experience the joys of being naked in my own home. It's a tad exhilarating, I must admit. It feels so deliciously naughty being nude outside my bedroom. I pick up my discarded clothes off the floor and toss them in my room. I also take some time to tidy up a bit. So far, I haven't contributed much to the upkeep of this apartment since I moved in. I really need to take some initiative in keeping our space clean. I can't let the girls do all the work. I turn the spotter pie on my phone and get to work on cleaning up the kitchen. Pat got this damn song stuck in my head after yesterday. I wipe down the counters, wash and stow the dishes, and sweep up the floor, all the while wagging my tail at the rhythm of the music. I'm getting a little bit of an exhibitionist high from doing all this work in the nude, which is silly considering there's no one here to watch me. That's okay, though. I'm feeling spunky and comfortable in my fur for the first time in a long while. And I'll keep basking in this moment. I wrap up my chores and prepare to get dressed to head over to Cliff and Pat's. I check the weather app to see what the rest of the day has in store. It's in the high 70s right now, all things considered. It's quite cool for an August afternoon. It'll get cooler tonight, reaching high 60s after the sun sets. Excellent. Having extra layer will probably come in handy. I pull together my purchases from the thrift store and start getting dressed. Second now. Coffee time. After mulling for a short moment, I put on some clean briefs in favor of a jockstrap. I might have to do some walking, and I'd rather pick the comfy option. I start by rolling up the sleeves with the button up while the shirt is off my body. It's a little trick I learned from Dad. Works like a charm. I button up the shirt, but leave the top 2 buttons undone to keep the look more casual. The slacks go on next, then I drape the vest over top the shirt. There's some black loafers in my closet I keep for special occasions. They pair nicely with this outfit. Sleek and classy. I like it. Maybe I should consider catching a bus to Cliff's and Pat's. It's almost a 2-mile walk, and I don't want to start sweating in this outfit the way over. I'm glad Cliff gave me and Mariah the rundown on how the buses work here. All I need is $5 and Google Maps to get anywhere in the city. I enter Cliff's address in the app and set it to travel by bus. I get a clear set of instructions on how to get there. Nifty. Without delay, I head out the front door with all my essentials. Navigating to Cliff's and Pat's was a little more challenging than I was expecting. I boarded the wrong bus from the get-go and headed in the opposite direction. I had to hop off and reroute. Once I found myself on the correct bus route, it was smooth sailing from there. Before I knew it, I found myself at their front door. I knock on the door and am greeted by a familiar face. Hey, come in! Nice apartment. I step inside to find an economy flat turned into a spectacular living space. The two seem to really care about making their home beautiful. Wow, I love your guys' apartment! Well, thanks! We put a lot of work into it. I scanned the space to see if Pat was present. Where's Pat? Showering right now. Well, make yourself at home, though. Want anything to drink? Start pre-gaming, baby. So, Pat mentioned pre-gaming in the group chat. Oh, you want to get started already? Fuck, that was stupid. Who do I think I am just waltzing into somebody's apartment demanding booze? Stupid, stupid, stupid. Fuck it, we ball! He lets out a giggle. Let's start with something light, though. Maybe some wine? Glad he's on board. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and kick off your shoes and have a seat. I got something neat we can try. I do as he asks and park myself on the couch. Shortly after, he sits next to me and sets 2 wine glasses on the coffee table along with a peculiar bottle. Pat's sister's a bit of a wino. Last time she visited, she gave us some of this blueberry wine. Neat. I don't think I've ever had blueberry wine before. I think I've had blueberry wine. It's pretty good. Me neither. Can't imagine it's bad, though. He picks up the bottle and doles out a generous amount of the deep blue liquid in both glasses. He hands me one. Cheers! We clink the glasses together and we both take a sip. It has a beautifully sweet and fruity fragrance. It's very forward with blueberry flavor and tastes quite sweet for a wine. Oh, wow, this is just basically fruit juice. Cliff finishes his sip. Oh, yeah, that's dangerous. I take a few more greedy sips, not only because the wine's so tasty, but if I want to get a head start on drinking, I should ingest as much free booze as possible. We sit for a moment in silence and sip on our respective beverages. Hey, so I just want to check in. You're sure you're okay after yesterday? Coffee's done, switching to water. Alright. I'm caught a little bit off guard by the sudden shift in topic. Can't say I'm surprised, though. That must have been hard for him to watch. I'm okay. I'm actually feeling a lot better today. In a weird way, I feel like it was good that it happened. Like it was something I needed to do. I get it. While and awful in that moment, breakdowns like that can be cathartic sometimes. We sit in silence for a short while. Just like at the cafe, the silence feels comfortable. We just continue to sip and enjoy the presence of one another. He sets down his drink. Hey, so, I didn't... 'cause you get upset, did I? God damn it, why do my stupid breakdowns keep making other people feel responsible? No, absolutely not. I set down my drink as well. Like, that encounter isn't even what set me off. It's just my brain being stupid, I guess. How was it being stupid? Like, so Mariah got upset with me because I kind of overreacted. Go on. And I thought because she got upset with me that I was pushing her away and she was going to hate me. Right. So I thought that because she was going to hate me that I was going to lose everything. My apartment, my job, my life. If she's gone, then I have absolutely nothing. The capybara doesn't give me a response, it just nods. It's so stupid, like it's completely irrational. Won't be right, it does sound irrational, but dismissing it as such doesn't really do anything, does it? Not really, even though I understand it's irrational, it doesn't make my brain stop. It just keeps escalating and making things worse and worse, like I really couldn't find the words to illustrate the concept. Like a domino effect. Exactly, it's like a domino effect. One awful thought leading to another, and it doesn't stop. The capybara puts on a smile. There's actually a word for this. Really? It's called catastrophizing. It's a thought pattern where each thought gets progressively more terrifying than the last, eventually leading to the endpoint, the catastrophe. That sounds like therapy talk. He giggles. Yeah, it is. I think I told you my mom was a psychiatrist. I actually deal with it too. It's a common anxiety disorder symptom. Wait, so does that mean I have a disorder? Not exactly. You'd have to talk to a doctor to get that confirmed. But from one anxious mess to another, you're not alone. Those words bring quite a bit of levity. It's reassuring to know I'm not the only one dealing with an issue like this. If you want, I can tell you about a good technique to help the next time that happens. There are techniques? Absolutely, lots! I can tell you about it now, or I can just send you a link to a good resource if you want to read it on your own time. Tell me more. Sure, you can tell me about it. So it's called grounding. It's all about establishing yourself in the present moment and stopping that domino effect. It's really easy and there's lots of ways to do it, but this is my favorite. The idea is that you use all 5 of your senses to engage yourself with your environment. Second, y'all. You start by using your sight to identify 5 things in your environment you can see. Then you identify 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. The whole time you just take some slow and deep breaths. So it's kind of like a game. You could call it that, yeah. Could I switch up the order? Sure, as long as you start with 5 things and work your way down to 1. You could even challenge yourself a bit to do it backwards. Start with 5 things you can taste and so on. You want to try it? Sure, I guess. Alright, start with 5 things you can see. I scan around the room. Well, I see you, the couch, your coffee table, your TV, and the TV remote. Good, now 4 things you can feel. There's the couch. I trace my digits on the furniture and I find a blanket draped on top. This blanket? Where else? Oh! My pants and my fur. Now, what can you hear? You talking, me talking. I listen intently for a moment. Oh, and Pat's shower. I smell his next. I take a couple whiffs of the air. I can smell the scent from my shampoo. I can also smell the air freshener you use. Jasmine? He nods. And then one thing I can taste. Oh! I reach over to my beverage and take a sip. My wine! He smiles. Great, you got the hang of it. How do you feel? Alright, I guess. Present. Sounds about right. Try it out the next time you find yourself catastrophizing. It might help. I didn't know you could do things like this to help deal with these kinds of issues. Well, that's the whole idea behind cognitive behavioral therapy. Coming up with coping techniques that can manage your symptoms. It's funny, I remember... Cliff is interrupted by Pat's entrance into the living room. Huh? What? Where are his clothes? Hey, are my good pants in your closet? Oh, hi, Eddie. He acknowledges my presence nonchalantly, clearly not shameful of how he's presenting himself. Goodness, what a gorgeous sight, though. His figure is so deliciously trim, and those pierced nipples are a very welcome surprise. Cliff's not amused. Really, dude? You knew Eddie was gonna be here. Yeah, and it's my apartment. Mine too, and I don't want you making our guests feel uncomfortable. Oh, come on, Eddie doesn't mind. After all, he got to see you in your underwear yesterday. It's only fair. No, did Cliff tell him everything? What does that have to do with anything? The dog ponders for a moment. Nothing, really. It's just funny. The capybara buries his face in his paws and exhales sharply. To answer your question, yes, they're in my closet. Just go. Perfect. Thank you. He strolls over to Cliff's bedroom and enters the room, closing the door behind him. I look to Cliff. Did you tell him everything? No. I didn't mention the breakdown. He saw that I was really stressed after getting home yesterday. I just told him about the dressing room incident. That's all, right? That's all, I swear. I breathe a sigh of relief. The less people who know, the better. Second. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even have told him about the dressing room thing. No, it's okay. I know how persistent he can be. Yeah, I had to tell him something. I don't like lying to him. That's fair. So, why are his pants in your closet? Somebody ran out of the closet space after he became a drag queen and started collecting dresses. He ran out of space for his boy clothes, and now he's moved into my closet. That sucks. He should buy a dresser or something. Yeah. Good idea, Eddie. He really should buy a dresser or something. He speaks deliberately loud to make sure Pat can hear. That said, it's not the end of the world. I'll accidentally wear his shirt sometimes. Nice. There we go. The collie emerges fully dressed. You can look now. This dog's decent. He lets out a sly chuckle. Neither of us are amused. What are you guys drinking? Some of the wine Chris gave us. Try some, it's really good. Nice. Glad to see you're all getting a head start. The collie retrieves a wine glass from the kitchen and pours himself a generous amount. He takes a sip. Ooh, yeah, that's just candy. Cliff notices my glass is nearly empty. Want some more? Before someone chugs the rest of it. Looking at Pat's glass, he's consumed more than half of what he's allotted himself. What? It's good! The capybara giggles and then picks up the bottle. Here. I hold out my glass and let him pour him some more, another generous portion. Thanks! Cliff looks towards the collie, who's now finished his glass. I'm guessing since you're sucking down wine like a fish, we're going to be taking the bus. Yep, screw-dee-ding, we ball! We continued to chat and sip for the next several minutes as we continued our mission to kill time. Pat and Cliff were discussing the ways that they were preparing for tomorrow's show as I sat and listened. There's a lot more that goes into these kinds of shows than I would have ever guessed. I was under the impression it was no more complicated than showing up with their instrument. Sound checks, pedal selection, amp selection, backup instruments, amp and monitor compatibility, promotion, ticket sales. It's enough to make my head spin. After we all had consumed every last drop of our drinks, Pat had a proposal. Time to make this a proper pregame. How about we do some shots? Just one for me. I'm already feeling a little toasty. Eddie? I'm not the biggest fan of downing hard liquor by myself. It's much more pleasant to have it mixed in a cocktail, but I didn't want to be a wet blanket and refuse. Yeah, sure. What do you guys have? I got just the thing. And I'm going to pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout-out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all if I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 2 gold tier patrons, Zeke and Toby. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!